Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be continuing our 5-year rebuild series here on the YouTube channel. Today, we are doing the Fresno State Bulldogs. Now, Fresno State was one of the teams I did not do last year. We're doing them now on this year. We're going to be doing 3 straight teams I did not do last year. Also, at Fresno State, I do not think they're good in real life. Maybe they're going to... I don't know. I haven't checked on Fresno State. I don't think they're good in real life. I think they are going through a rebuild. Interesting fact, Fresno State is not a bad Group of 5 program. They've had good coaches and players come here. I believe Devontae Adams came from the school. Derek Carr came from the school. I believe David Carr, #1 overall draft pick. They also have Alabama's former coach, Kalen DeBoer, coaches. So Fresno State's not a bad program. I believe right now in rebuild, they're going through a little bit of rebuild. So here we go. Fresno State, we're doing them. We're going to win them in Natty. Let's freaking do it. They're 72 overall, 74 in offense, 71 in defense. They run the spread, 4-2-5 defense. Let's go. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here is Fresno State's roster. They have E.J. Warner. Is that Kurt Warner's son? It might be. I could be wrong. We do have 2 freshmen in Paul and Jarek. Excuse me. We'll see how they develop. Running back, we have Bryson Donaldson. He is probably going to transfer unless we keep our championship contender up. But he is known to transfer. We have Elijah, Rayshawn, Jonathan, and Divon. Fullback, none. Receiver, we have Josiah, Jordan, Josiah again, Jahil, Isaiah, Jordan, and Jayon. Tight end, we have Richie, Jake, Hyson, Cameron, Gavin, and Wesley. Left tackle, we have Teron Penwright. Best one. We have Ethan, Braylon, and Mason. Edwards, our starting left guard, followed by Julian and Gino. Center, we have Jacob Spommer. Best player on the offense, maybe. I don't know. We have that guy in Damar, Campbell, Marcus, Mr. Bell, and Troy Van Dyke. That's our offense. Oh, we have the right tackle. Roland. We have Marquise. Pro potential. We got to get that up. I don't know how we do. Braylon Henderson and Maurice. Defensively now, we have Mr. Jax, Mr. Noah, this guy, and that guy. Corey is our best, probably, edge rusher, followed by these guys. The tackle, we have Martin, and then these guys just trying to get through the roster. I think we have no Sam. Mike, we have Tim and these guys. Will, we have Jadon, and then these guys. Corner, we have Mr. Hamilton, Jakari. Really? Wow, we have a lot of corners, but none of them are good outside of the top one. Jaden Davis at free, followed by Ethan Javon and Mr. Grimes. Strong safety, Cameron, RJ, RL, and Ryan Wilson. Kicker, we have Dylan Lynch, followed by Connor Tripp, Hunter, Clay Lawrence, and offense ain't, that better. We got to recruit, so let's recruit. The quarterback of the future, George Herrera, has committed. Oh, Darian, yeah, suck on that, Oregon, you pussies. Darian Covington, committed. Scooby Williams, committed. Nazir Yursoff, committed. Gideon Kaha, committed. Robert Grossman, committed. Brandon Rahman, committed. T. LaFell, committed. Troy Beavers, committed. I'm not even going to try with this name, just know he's committed to us. Kevin Carlin, committed. Brian Irving, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Heisman Trophy winner is John Mateer, quarterback of Oklahoma. He had 3,042 yards, 26 tutties, and a 70% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Hawaii Bowl, taking on Army. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have won the Hawaii Bowl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 1 stats. E.J. Warner, 270 for 498, 54% completion percentage, 3,281 yards, 14 tutties, and 3 picks. Rushing. Here we go, rushing. Donaldson, 186 for 995, 12 tutties. Elijah, 52 for 267, 7 tutties. E.J., 112 for 166 tutties. Luke, 6 for 15. Yeah, we're going to have to stop and go. Receiving. Josiah, 61 for 858. 4 tutties. Josiah Freeman, 67 for 833, 3 tutties. Jordan, 44 for 675, 2 tutties. Richie Anderson, 39 for 425, 3 tutties. Donaldson, 34 for 277. JR, Mr. Farr, I don't know how to say his name, 14 for 131. 54 by Corey. Simon, 53. 50 by Mr. Hamilton. 49 for RJ. John on with 40. Tackles for loss, 20 by Corey. 10 by Finn. Auckland with 9, 6 by RJ and Michael Jordan Jr., 5 by Marin, 4 by Cameron, Tim Thomas, and Mr. Lafayette with 3. 2 by Jadon, 1 by Jaden Davis, eBay and Logan. Sacks, we had 7.5 by Corey. Finn with 5.5, 5 by Auckland, 3 by Michael Jordan Jr. RJ, Logan, Martin. Nope, it's just Logan and RJ with half sack. Interceptions, Hamilton with 3, 1 by RJ, Cameron, Tim, and Mr. Harris. All right, year 1, we brought a good class in. We won the Hawaii Bowl. Year 2, let's try to shoot to win the Mountain West, maybe. And ladies and gentlemen, here are the results of the year 1 playoff. And Illinois went on a little run there. BYU and Duke made it. But in the end, it was Georgia taking on Texas, with Georgia winning 34-31. And ladies and gentlemen, Donaldson is leaving us along with a few others. Only one wants to stay is Paul Webster, but everybody else is leaving, so we got to hit the portal. Let's go. Taj Duggins, committed. Malachi Riley, committed. Jordan Napier, committed. Greg Spitz, committed. Mike Wilbur, committed. Cooper Flanagan, committed. Jalen Thompson, committed. Cody D. Cambra, committed. Christopher Burgess Jr., committed. Arliss Boardingham, committed. Amari Snowden, committed. Duke Clark, committed. Jaden Studio, committed. Omar Staples, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, here in year 1, we finished with the 35th best class in the nation. That's the second best in the Mountain West. Boise State only had 15 recruits, 11 of which are 4-stars. Boise State might be our only problem in this rebuild. But let's get on to year 2. Moses Chansey, committed. Artie Hollenbach, committed. TJ Collis, committed. Vi U of A, committed. Jeff Cornell, committed. Josh Nunez, committed. Paul Wayne, committed. Kiki AJ Irot Tutu commits. Alex Diggs committed. Santiago McCracken committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made the Mountain West Championship, taking on Hawaii. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Mountain West here in year 2. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 Heisman Trophy winner is Chase Sewell, receiver of SMU. He had 98 receptions, 1,535 yards, and 26 tutties. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the LA Bowl, taking on Wake Forest. Larry Kuma, committed. Antonio Neese, committed. Ramon Upshaw, committed. Maliki Gutierrez, committed. Miles Reber, committed. Amos Talali, commits. Anthony Jones, committed. Matt Candy, committed. Jordan Farrow, committed. Zach McKinney, committed. Mark Nabo Jr., committed. Joseph McVeigh, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 32nd best class in the nation. That's the best in the Mountain West. We've gotten a lot of talent from this season. I think we can go back to back in the Mountain West. Let's go. Trevor Angel, committed. Nathan Tiffin, committed. Spencer Parker, committed. Cam Hajarul, whatever his name is, commits. Danny Pettis, committed. Taylor Light, committed. Darius Branson, committed. Siante Tolbert, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the Mountain West Championship. This time, we're taking on Nevada. Siaki Tua Ayu commits. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Mountain West. Let's go. Paris Ferrior, committed. Tyler Wimper, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Riley, the running back of Auburn, is your 2027 Heisman. He had 246 carries for 1,264 yards and 5 YPCs. I don't know what that is, but he won the Heisman. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made the college football playoff, and we're taking on UCLA. And ladies and gentlemen, we beat UCLA, and we're on to the semis. I mean, the quarterfinals, excuse me. Well, we won the playoff. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the Sugar Bowl, taking on Auburn. And ladies and gentlemen, we fail 27-10 the final, but we'll get up next year, champ. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 3 stats. Jarek Luckett, 384 for 624, 61% completion percentage, 4,818 yards, 48 tutties, 3 picks. Should have been a Heisman, I don't know. Duke Clark, 255 for 1,154, 15 tutties. Troy, 56, 206, 3 tutties. Please, Mr. Troy, don't transfer. Luckett, 95, 48, 2 tutties. Rivers, 9 for 21, 79, 10 tutties. Riley, 85 for 1,169, 10 tutties. Raiden, 68 for 1,070, 16 for 207, 1 tutty. Jordan, 6 for 106, 2 tutties. Devin, 5 for 30 with tutty. Nasir, 1 for 13. Gavin, 1 for 4. And Troy, 1 for 3. How about the defense here, folks? R.L. Miller, 97 tackles, 94 by Thunderbird. 65 for Kiki, 55 by Javon, 11 by Christopher, 8 by Martin, Omar with 7, 6 by Thunderbird, White with 5, R.L. Miller with 4, Josh with 3, 2 by Gutierrez, Zach, Taj, and Anthony with 1. Sacks by 9 by Lafayette, Christopher 4, 3 by Martin, Omar with 2.5, 2 by White, Thunderbird with 1 along with RL, and Gutierrez half sack by Josh. Interceptions 3 by Gutierrez, 2 by Kiki, Javon, and Sammy, 1 by Thunderbird and Ashley. Year 3, we made the playoffs. Hopefully, we make a deeper run next year. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, Auburn defeats Texas 38-35 in an instant classic to win the national championship here in year 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this one sucks. We're losing Christopher Burgess to the portal. Duke Clark is going to opt to stay with us. And a lot of people wanted to leave, but a lot of people are staying. All right, let's hit the portal and get more talent. Cordell Vaught, Felco, Anthony Felhoco committed. Johnny Hawkins committed. Keyson Dia Johnson committed. John Anthony Hall committed. Rayshawn Johnson Jr. committed. Jida Abasiri committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 23rd best class in the nation. That's once again the best in the Mountain West. We're starting to cook. Can we go on a deep playoff run here in year 4? Find out now. Tyler Skull, Rowan commits. I don't know. Alex Tolbert committed. Darren Landry committed. Marquise Warrior committed. Kyle Sermons committed. Bryce Sullivan committed. Jason Pryor committed. Shakir Morton committed. Heath Harris committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the Mountain West Championship taking on Boise State. Rayshawn Landol committed. Emmanuel Vick committed. Oscar Dwyer committed. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2028 Heisman Trophy winner is Chris Denson, quarterback at Clemson. He had 4,166 yards, 40 tutties, 68% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the LA Bowl, taking on North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, we have won the LA Bowl here in year 4. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 4 stats. Jarek Luckett, 333 for 519, 64% completion percentage, 3,845 yards, 36 tutties, and 3 picks. Rushing Clark, 218 for 1,178, 11 tutties. Mike Wilbur, please don't leave me, 119 for 630, 11 tutties. Luckett, 90 for 101, 7 tutties. Tiffin, 7 for 20 with a tutty. Raiden, 1 for 5. Troy Beavers, 3 for 1. How about the receiving? McVay, 80 for 924, 14 tutties. Dia Johnson, 73 for 869, 6 tutties. Raiden, 66 for 838, 7 tutties. Yearslav, 52 for 601. Duke Clark, 28 for 277, 3 tutties. John Anthony Hall, 19 for 232, 5 tutties. Mike Weber, 11 for 83. Antonio Neese, 3 for 14 with a tutty. Troy Beavers, 1 for 7. How about the defense here? 101 tackles by Darian Smith. Gutierrez, 82. 75 by Rashad Johnson Jr. 59 for Zad Worthy. 52 by Hunter. Jid, 46. Logan, 42, along with Chuck Brownlee. 41 by White and Johnson. Tackles lost, 21 by Jid. Demarion White, 21. Please don't transfer. Jericho Johnson with 29 by Darian Watkins. Darian Smith with 6.5 by Rashad Johnson Jr. Gutierrez with 3 along with Logan. Zach, 2 by Moses, 1 by Chuck Brownlee. Sacks, 10 by Jericho Johnson. Demarion White with 8.5, 7.5 by Jid, 3.5 by Darian, 1.5 by Darren Smith, 1 by Moses, half sack by Johnson Jr. and Logan. Interceptions, 5 by Gutierrez, 4 by Brownlee Jr. No, it's just Brownlee, my bad. 2 by Johnson Jr., 1 by Darian Smith, and Sammy Hunter. All right. Those are 4 years down. We got to go to the transfer portal, get some talent so we can go all in year 5. And ladies and gentlemen, it was Georgia taking on Penn State with Georgia winning 30-25. Well, we knew he would be leaving. Darian Smith will be leaving. We also got Hunter and Candy leaving, but we got Vi, Troy, and Brian to stay. Let's go to the portal and finish this thing off. Dylan Fenhenko committed. Jackson Lloyd committed. Devontae Castilli committed. Randy Cager committed. George Biggers committed. Cordell Gold committed. Clark Barnes committed. Marco Alder committed. Darren Folk committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 14th best class in the nation. That's the best in the Mountain West. We have the best talent in the Mountain West. We should dominate this conference and find ourselves in a playoff game. But we'll never know. But we'll find out. So let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the roster rebuild. Jarek Luckett is going to be the guy. 88 overall, playing up to a 90. We do have 2 other quarterbacks, but they're not there yet. Mike Wilbur will be our starting running back, but don't rule out Mr. Castilli. He has 99 speed, 99 excel. He is going to be a stud for us. I can see it. Also, Troy Beavers, he has probably been the worst recruit I have. 4-star recruit and only got up to an 80. Kind of disappointing. I had high hopes for him. Receiver, Scooby Williams, up to a 95, 96 of the boost. He's going to be great for us. We have Raiden, Mr. Hall, and George with 99 speed, 99 excel. Our receivers are looking good. We also have Isaiah Dillon and Danny Pittis, also very fast, and also these guys. Tight end, Mr. Yusuf, 84 speed. We also have Antonio Nice with 86 speed there. Jackson Lloyd out of 96, playing up to 98. At tackle, we also have Braden Walton there. Robert Grossman up to an 89, or he's 84 overall, playing up to an 89. Center, how about Kevin Carley playing up to an 83, playing up to an 87. Our right guard, TJ Collis, 85 overall, playing up to a 90. Right tackle, Artie, who is an 89, playing up to a 92. And we also have Greg and Jeff. Left end, Chuck Garrett, had a huge offseason, playing up to an 88 there. Right end, Darian Covington, a really good recruit we had, playing up to a 92, followed by these guys here. D tackle, it's probably our worst part on the defense, or we don't have a lot of good DTs. Sam, we have Spencer Parker at 91. Clinton Tolbert as well. Mike, we did lose that, what was his name, Deontay Hall or something like that. We do have Raymond Upshar up to an 81, so that's probably our second worst unit. We have Moses Chancey, 84. Corners, I was kind of worried about corner, but now I'm kind of hyped on corner. Kiki, up to an 88. Brian Irvin, 86. Gutierrez, 86. Brownlee, 82. Sion, 80. And Mr. Whatever his name is, up to a 79. Javon Zadworthy, I'm a little worried about our free safety core, not going to lie, especially with a 79 there. Josh Nunez playing up to an 88. And then these guys. Kicker, we have 2 kickers here. And then punter, we have Josh. And with that being said, that is the roster, ladies and gentlemen. So let's turn autos recruiting on, and let's get to simming. And we will be doing...
Get me started.
I'll play.
I can have an hour-long show, an episode, just on the inexcusable decision to punt the ball down.
Okay, fucking idiots. Let's recap. Dolphins had 3 timeouts. I get it. The defense can't stop it. No late. Dolphins had 3 timeouts. 4th and 18. Tua is your fucking quarterback. Plus, it also took. I agree with Mike McGee punting. You had 3 timeouts. I get it. Our defense can't stop him. No leads. Tua fucking sucks. But the fact it took 30 seconds pisses me off.
Down by 3 with a minute 15 to go on 4th and 18. I don't give 2 flying shits that the Dolphins had a 4th and 18 and it had an unbelievable, unlikely chance to pick it up. Well, I'll tell you one thing, folks. The chances to pick up 4th and 18 were about 1,000 times higher than the defense forcing a 3-and-out for the Carolina Panthers.
The defense forced a 3-and-out, but a ticky-tacky pass interference call is why. By the way, we're fucking 9-0. Let's fucking go. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently 9-0. We are ranked 17. We got 3 games to go, 2 of which are at home, but one of them is our rival Boise, who we lost to twice last year. But, man, we beat the shit out of Stanford, 66-24. Man, I can smell the playoff. Let's get the job done. And, ladies and gentlemen, we have made the Mountain West Championship, taking on Nevada. And, ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Mountain West, and now we are in the playoffs. And, ladies and gentlemen, we're opening up in the playoffs, and we're taking on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, Fresno, California, home of your Fresno State Bulldogs. As you can see, I'm recording this now in the daytime, as it doesn't matter. The point is we have a shot here to go on a run. We are undefeated. We are the home team here. Got a chance to go on a run. But can we get to the quarters? It's going to be a tough battle against Nebraska. Let's go. And Antonio Nice gets a 5-yard touchdown to make it 12-17. Here we are, first and goal at the 1. Chance to make it 20-7. Here we go. Wilbur is in. And it's touchdown Fresno State. All of a sudden, it's 27-24, but it's first and goal at the 8. Here we go. Hands off to Wilbur. Gain of 4. Second and goal now from the 4. Luckett. Hands off to Wilbur, and he's going nowhere. Lost it 2. Third and goal from the 6. Luckett. Finds Williams. Touchdown! Fresno State! Let's fucking go, laddies! Here we go. 4th and 1 here. Luckett. Wilbur, first down. And ladies and gentlemen, we get the job done. We take care of Nebraska 37-27. And we're now on to the quarters. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, we're going to the Orange Bowl, take it on Miami. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Hard Rock, home of your beloved Miami Dolphins and your Miami Hurricanes. Of course, Miami gets home field advantage, but Miami is undefeated. We are undefeated, so someone's going to be getting their first loss. Who will it be? Hopefully not us. Hopefully we're in the semifinals. We are Fresno State Bulldogs. Look it, lead the boys out, and let's get the job done. Nope, there's no more restarting after this. Mike Wilbur with a 9-yard touchdown to give us a 7-0 lead. There we go, Williams. Here we are, 25 seconds, one timeout, first goal from the 7, Luckett. Finds Van Bright, we gotta go a little tempo here. Either a field goal or touchdown, here we go, Luckett. He's gonna take it himself and he's gonna go nowhere, we're gonna call timeout. This is risky, but we have one play here with 6 seconds to go. Hall dropped it. We will kick the field goal. Here we go. To cut it to 7. Wow, I made it. And ladies and gentlemen, after we got a field goal, we could not do nothing much. Miami put belt to ass, and they beat us 38-17, and we are done. We're not winning a natty. Damn. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was too much to overcome. We had to go on a long flight from Fresno, California, all the way down to South Florida. Miami just got to sit back, kick their feet up. Of course, this shit is rigged. Guarantee you that. Anyway, we got dominated, but we did a run. We had a good run. I wish we could have done better. I feel like our quarterback, Luckett, I mean, I don't know if he was, we'll take a look at him. I mean, I don't think he was that good. For being honest, actually, no. I mean, maybe I guess we just got a bad sim. I mean, that's sometimes how it goes. You get a bad simulation, but it is what it is. If you guys have enjoyed, hit the like button, hit the sub button. When you guys hit like and subscribe, you guys motivate me to keep doing this. And with that being said, have a great day, have a great night, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. I'm out.